What I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab.
And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you.
Few hypothetical matchups in boxing history ignite as much discussion as a fantasy bout between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence "Bud" Crawford. These two fighters symbolize the very best of their respective generations. Fans, analysts, and former pros often debate who would come out on top if they ever faced off in the ring. The debate goes beyond just technical skills, it's a clash of legacies. On one side, Mayweather's unbeaten precision. On the other, Crawford's dynamic style and ruthless finishing ability.
He one of the greatest. He's done shit that Floyd Mayweather ain't done.
Like what?
Like what?
The audience that don't know.
He is a two-time undisputed champion. Floyd wasn't a one-time undisputed champion. So he has all the belts in one division and then moved up and got all the belt in another division. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of boxing.
Yes, and he beat the man.
And he beat the man. Let's give Terence Crawford his flowers because everything he said he was going to do,
he done it.
Floyd Mayweather walked away from boxing with an unblemished 50-0 record, one of the most impressive track records the sport has ever seen. Throughout his career, he racked up high-profile victories against title holders in 5 different weight divisions. Known for his defensive brilliance, Mayweather had a rare talent for shutting down both power punchers and technical fighters with equal ease.
Floyd Mayweather stopped Conor McGregor in the 10th round to improve to 50-0 in what he says will be his final fight. I actually believe him this time, Max. What's his legacy?
Well, he's one of the great pure boxers who ever lived. He has never cheated himself. He always was in condition. He had no off nights. That's why he won every fight. It's one of the reasons. Not because he's one of the best to ever do it, and because he was always prepared over a very long amateur and pro career. Amazing. Another reason is he carefully selected opponents, knew when and where and when and who to fight, and basically changed the paradigm in boxing. I'll translate. He flipped the script. I mean, really, boxing is basically, and this is just the way it is, and I'm a huge boxing fan, and I make no apologies about it, but it is fans and networks essentially exploiting fighters. That's how it works. We demand a level of dedication and risk-taking with your health that's insane, right? Like someone's getting their head beaten every which way, and if you quit, you don't have heart. You can't be a great fighter, which is true, by the way. It's a blood sport. And Floyd, and usually fighters wind up broke and punch drunk. And Floyd Mayweather flipped the script. He said, no, I'm not going to let the game play me. I'm going to play the game.
Floyd Mayweather ended his career with a flawless 50-0 record, an achievement that places him among boxing's all-time greats. He built his legacy by defeating elite opponents across 5 separate weight classes. Renowned for his near-impenetrable defense, Mayweather had an unmatched ability to dismantle aggressive brawlers and strategic technicians alike.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game, and if he can be the man to defeat him, because remember, if Saul beats him, Terence Crawford was the first man to get all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Yes, I beat that champion. Yes, I beat the multiple division champion, and he had the...
Oscar de la Hoya, a former opponent of Mayweather, recently shared his belief that Floyd still stands as the superior fighter. He pointed to Mayweather's undefeated record and technical brilliance as reasons why few can match him in any head-to-head discussion. De La Hoya's view echoes the admiration many veterans of the sport have for Mayweather's consistent dominance at the elite level. On the flip side, Canelo Alvarez, who stepped into the ring with Mayweather in 2013, and more recently faced Crawford, sparked debate when he claimed that Crawford is far better than Floyd. He highlighted Crawford's ring intelligence, adaptability, and the quality of his latest performances. Given that Canelo has fought both men under very different circumstances, his perspective holds significant weight in this ongoing debate.
I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, you know, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
You faced Mayweather, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
just turned 23.
Yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people will say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession, you gave up the rehydration clause, and I always thought if you would have faced him, you know, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
You know, he deserved the position in that moment because, you know, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved the position in that moment. You know, I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment, but for some reason doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way. But you know, we never gonna know. And I learned what from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
Shane Mosley, a seasoned fighter who went the full distance with Mayweather, has expressed a preference for Crawford in this hypothetical showdown. He believes Crawford's well-rounded skill set makes him a more complete and threatening opponent. Mosley's take offers insight from someone who experienced Mayweather's style up close, acknowledging Floyd's greatness, while pointing out that Crawford presents a set of tools and unpredictable angles that Mayweather never had to face in his era.
Who think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually moving weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Mosley has also made it clear that, despite his admiration for Crawford's versatility, he doesn't see Mayweather as any sort of underdog. In multiple interviews, he's emphasized that Mayweather's defensive mastery and unwavering discipline make him one of the most difficult fighters to figure out in the sport's history.
I was surprised about his power. When you attack Floyd, he has a way of making you run into it and you feel the power, like a collision. But when you kind of box away from him, yes, he has power, but not like he does when you're trying to attack him. He's not weak, he's strong. Like I say, he trains hard and he does all the things you're supposed to do as a fighter or as a champion to be the best.
Mosley faced Mayweather in 2010. He managed to seriously stun him in the second round, a rare moment against Floyd. However, Mosley later admitted that Mayweather adapted immediately, took control, and never gave him another clear opening for the rest of the fight. That first-hand experience left a lasting impression. While Mosley appreciates Crawford's size, ability to switch stances, and diverse offensive tools, he also understands just how skilled Mayweather is at shutting down even the most dangerous threats in the ring.
Everybody talk about Shane Cardi. But what was the issue? Shane started hesitating. Why did Shane hesitate? Because he took the best shot and he stood there, held on tight, and on top of that, made Shane feel his strength and came back out like nothing happened the previous round.
Right.
But still stone cold.
Right.
And then Shane ends up being the one hesitating, waiting, and the fight get away from him.
I'm saying Shane hit me with a hell of a shot. Okay. Actually, 2 shots. Okay. But even in that particular round, what I said to Shane was this. I was like,
you said something to him when you grabbed him.
I said, you gotta kill me.
Oh shit. I wasn't ready, Floyd.
I said that was a good one. I said that was a good one, but you gotta kill me. Wow. I said you gotta kill me. And then I'm not gonna lie.
Andre Ward, a former champion and close friend of Crawford, has been vocal in defending Crawford's legacy against those who argue it falls short of Mayweather's. Ward highlights Crawford's adaptability, high-level skill set, and dominance over top-tier opponents as clear evidence that he deserves to be mentioned alongside the sport's all-time greats.
The most skilled fighter today.
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots,
my favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud, because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this, it's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. There's a lot of guys that talk it, but until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even really know what you have.
Andre Ward has gone as far as to label Crawford the greatest of this generation. While their close friendship plays a part in his support, Ward's backing is also rooted in what he sees as Crawford's exceptional resume, dominance, and rare adaptability in today's boxing landscape. Following Crawford's emphatic win over Errol Spence Jr., Ward didn't hesitate to declare that Bud had earned his place at the very top of this era's pound-for-pound conversation.
We just seen Terence Crawford create greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight. What was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
Terence Crawford, is great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that. His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there, the power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we doing?
Yeah, brilliant.
Why are we still in the game?
Yeah, I get it. Andre, always good to talk to you.
Mayweather has spoken about Crawford with a blend of respect and a touch of pride. He's acknowledged Crawford's major victories, especially the dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., while also highlighting his own career achievements spanning many years at the top level. Floyd consistently sets himself as the standard by which all others are judged. This mix of admiration and the desire to protect his legacy is understandable. Mayweather has always taken pride in being seen as the best of his time, and the possibility of a rising star challenging that reputation fuels the ongoing discussion.
I want them to fight. I really like both of those guys. A lot. A lot. You know, I had a chance to hang around Earl. Had a chance to hang around Terence. And both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards one guy because I boxed one guy before.
It was beautiful to watch, but also tough to watch to see what happened to Errol. Obviously, we don't wish that on,
Nobody.
Nobody.
the best man won. If I was training him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
It's just my honest opinion.
Roy Jones Jr. has been outspoken in ranking Terence Crawford among the elite pound-for-pound fighters today. He praised Crawford's long-standing dominance and named him the current king of the division, with only a few like Nye close behind. While Roy acknowledges Mayweather's greatness and his rightful place in boxing history, he has also pointed out that certain fighters from different eras and styles could pose challenges to Floyd that aren't always fully recognized. Regarding the Crawford versus Canelo discussion, Roy described Crawford as an outstanding smaller fighter who could hold his own and possibly beat larger, skilled opponents, implying that Crawford has what it takes to face fighters in Mayweather's class.
Rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get, and that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound, that maybe Inoue, because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donaire. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud, no.
Tim Bradley has openly stated that he believes Terence Crawford would come out on top against a prime Floyd Mayweather. He credits Crawford's versatility, along with his timing, power, strength, and ability to adjust, as giving him a tactical advantage. Despite this, Bradley has immense respect for Mayweather, calling him one of his all-time favorite fighters and acknowledging Floyd's exceptional defense, footwork, speed, and agility. Before the Canelo versus Crawford fight, Bradley warned that a loss for Canelo against Crawford would hurt the Mexican star's legacy more than a defeat to someone like David Benavidez might. He noted that Crawford would be moving up 2 weight classes and facing opponents who are younger in many cases. Bradley pointed out that if Canelo were to lose under those circumstances, it wouldn't just be seen as a single setback, but could fuel debates about whether Canelo is past his prime or avoiding tougher competition.
Terence Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he would beat him. Yes, it would be a competitive fight, but Crawford, master thinker just like Floyd. What the advantage that Floyd has is that he has great defense. The advantage that Crawford has is that he not only can fight orthodox, he can also he's versatile. He can switch to the southpaw stance. And we all know that Floyd don't like to fight southpaws. We know that. What happens when you have a guy just as smart as you are and able to make adjustments like Crawford? What happens when you have a guy that can hurt you with either hand? A guy that's powerful and strong like Crawford. A guy that's quick as Crawford. A guy that can fight you in the pocket. A guy that knows how to execute that Philly shell. He knows how to bust through that. But he'll have enough to beat Floyd, and he'll not have enough to gain respect and hurt Floyd too. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think he'll win in close decisions. Hey, I want to know what everybody else thinks.
After his fight with Canelo Alvarez, Crawford responded to his critics during the post-fight press conference. He pointed out how many had doubted him, saying he wasn't a real threat or couldn't compete at that level. Now that he had defeated Canelo, he challenged what excuses were left. Crawford described the victory as a defining moment, especially against an undefeated super middleweight champion. He also acknowledged the clear bias in favor of Canelo, from media coverage to the crowd's energy inside the arena, but made it clear that the skepticism and noise only fueled his determination and didn't impact his performance.
What was his power like? Have you been hit by anybody that strong before?
I've been hit harder.
No, in a real fight, not a sparring.
In a real fight. Not Avanesian, but Mean Machine hit harder than Canelo, to me. To be honest.
Terence. Congratulations.
In a recent interview, Mayweather Jr. hinted that a comeback to professional boxing could be a possibility, especially following his upcoming exhibition bout with Mike Tyson scheduled for spring 2026. Speaking to TMZ, Mayweather said that while nothing is set in stone, discussions about a return are underway. He mentioned feeling great, staying in shape, and being eager to give fans an unforgettable experience. Though it's still unclear whether he'll risk his perfect record again, Floyd has, for the first time in a while, openly suggested that a comeback might be on the horizon.
Your life for so long with Floyd fighting this guy, fighting Manny, fighting Conor, and all those, you were just at the center of all these talks for so many years. It's exciting to be back there again. Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
Is it Floyd's brilliance or Bud's toughness that claims the throne?